Okay, so Mayor Jerry Abramson got us started, but it was Mayor Greg Fischer who embraced this goal and took it to a new level, made lifelong learning one of his top priorities, calling on all of us to be involved. He has been a champion of education as a driver of prosperity and access to opportunity. He pushed us to understand the trends, sometimes that was painful, and to align our strategies from cradle to career. He's held high expectations for us and for Louisville, envisioning a place where all can reach their human potential. It's my great pleasure to ask Mayor Greg Fischer to share some of his thoughts and reflection. Mayor?
All right. Well, thanks, Mary Gwen. It's great to see you. And it's great to see everybody on the screen, although I'm sure like you all, it's kind of bittersweet. It's like, I just miss moving around the community and being with everybody. And those days will be coming here soon. So let's stay tough to there. But thanks everybody for joining us here today. And yes, as Mary Gwen said, when I became mayor about 10 years or so ago, I said there were going to be three primary values that were going to guide us as a city: compassion, health, and lifelong learning. And over the last 10 years, there is no organization that or effort that better represents all three of those values coming together than what's happened here in 55,000 degrees. The mayor is the chair of 55,000 degrees, so it's a position that I said, yes, I enthusiastically accept that. And it was clear that in order to have impact on post-secondary degree attainment and grow and develop our workforce long-term, we had to look at the larger framework, and that's how 55,000 degrees grew into cradle to career, so people could succeed at every one of these levels. So yes, it was about getting a degree, but we also had to broaden the perspective to get there from cradle to career. And we created that framework with an incredible coalition of community partners: Metro United Way, Ready for K Alliance, JCPS, Kentuckiana Works, and Metro government, working to close the equity gaps in our K-12 system, including the need to provide early childhood resources to children and families so more of our youngest students could be ready to learn on day one. And then we also recognized the need to help more graduates prepare for the workforce. So we worked with our higher ed partners to help students transition to and through college with work-ready skills through programs like SummerWorks, which celebrated its 10th anniversary just this past summer. So it was all about the handoff from Ready for K all the way through 21st century careers and those four pillars in cradle to career. So it was just really amazing work how all of this came together. And when you put all that together, and this partnership, as Mary Gwen said, has helped now 40,000 new degrees, create better, more prosperous lives, greater possibility for stability, not just for the individuals, for the families themselves, the role modeling that the younger brothers and sisters, nieces and nephews see when you attain that degree. What we've also seen throughout this journey is that many of the degree attainers were first in their families to get a post-secondary degree. And we know that post-secondary education is the greatest disruptor of poverty, period. And that means the impact of this work that we've done through 55,000 degrees is really what's contributed to our community's movement when we see tens of thousands of people have moved into the middle class over where we were before so that they can have family supporting wages. So I'm just really grateful to all the partners who made this possible and has given us a great foundation for the work ahead. We can't say we're done right now. This is now how we move into Evolve 502. Just reflecting a little bit on this year, obviously it has been one unlike any of us have seen before, with COVID, economic downturn, righteous calls for racial justice. We've got to now redouble our commitment to this effort, because one of the things we're seeing is that some folks are saying, I'm not ready to get a post-secondary degree right now. It could be finances, it could be trauma, it could be just mental health fatigue. And so we don't want to take this step back. So we've got to continue to focus on equity, make a more equitable economy. And that means doing more to destroy barriers such as systemic racism in our community, in our country, poverty, lack of resources, prevent way too many Louisvillians from reaching their full human potential. And so that takes us to where we're at from our continuum of 55,000 degrees, cradle to career, Evolve 502. Evolve 502 was created because what we saw in cradle to career was the common constraint for moving through each one of those pillars was poverty. And so how do we attack poverty and the impacts of poverty, wrapping full child supports around each kid, and then have a promised scholarship at the end of high school. So as everybody knows, it's been about 3 weeks now when we announced the achievement of the first milestone for scholarships, where every JCPS student from freshman to senior right now has a 2-year scholarship at either JCT or Jefferson or Simmons College, and then an opportunity to move to U of L if you're Pell eligible as well. So I just think about that for a moment, the work with Jefferson, with Spalding, with Simmons, with U of L. And if you're a mom or dad that's under-resourced in our community right now, you can say to your child that, okay, we've got wraparound supports, we get through high school together, there's no financial constraint to you getting a post-secondary degree right now. So there's not a lot of cities that can say that. And it's the work that started with 55K that really got us to this amazing, amazing milestone that we've done together. So I would just want to say that is huge for our city, and a dream that many of us have had for an awful long time. We're also focusing on work outside of degrees. We need to put even more emphasis on the work that's being done with our tech skills training. As Mary Gwen said, we're moving to more and more of a digital economy every hour. So programs like Code Louisville, Tech Louisville, our partnership with Microsoft through the Future of Work, all are extremely important. And while we do that, we've got to just relentlessly attack barriers that are in our community. And there's no bigger one than racism. I signed an executive order declaring racism as a public health crisis just this last week to highlight the city's efforts to advance racial equity with all the many partners that are on this video call with us as well. So destroying racism is an aspirational goal that we have to do, that we must move forward on each and every day. But I feel good. I know that we've got the foundation in our community. 55K has demonstrated that between partnerships we've developed, compassion, and our shared belief that our hometown and the power of lifelong learning is absolutely essential for everybody to realize their full human potential. So I'm really looking forward to the work ahead. I've got 2 years left as mayor. I'll be spending every day on the work of equity, on the work of education, and all of you all have just made an incredible contribution to this effort. So I'm just very proud of the work of 55K and the tenacity that the team has shown each and every day as we've gotten through this. And closing, 2 special shout outs of thank yous. One to Tori Murden McClure. President McClure has been invaluable in terms of keeping 55K and Evolve 502 moving forward each and every day. So Tori, thank you for the amazing work that you've done. And then I also want to thank Mary Gwen Wheeler. Mary Gwen has shown incredible leadership and dedication and passion to education for as long as I've known her, for decades I've known her, and the public has been able to see that through the realization of 55K. So Mary Gwen, I say to you, great job. I want to give you something virtually here that I'll give you sometime in person here. Don't give out a lot of these, but here is a key to the city that I want to give Mary Gwen Wheeler for her amazing work as she's opened the door to so many people in this community to opportunity through 55,000 degrees. So great job, everybody. Look forward to seeing you all around soon. And Mary Gwen, again, thanks again.